Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to The Truth, where today we are going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know we're going, where's the mock draft? Well, I want to switch things up since free agency just started yesterday. I want to talk about what's been going on so far. With free agency, some things did change. A couple days before free agency, the Pittsburgh Steelers released Keanu Neal, released Patrick Peterson, and released Allen Robinson. But whenever Russ Wilson got released, they signed him to a 1-year, $1.21 million contract, as well as their punter, Cameron Johnson. Now, we'll get into the cap, we'll get into everything about that in a minute. But the Pittsburgh Steelers last season went 9-8, and this season went 10-7. So that is a one game better, which is good. You're showing improvement. And they also changed offensive coordinators, so they're still continuously trying to get better, which is really good signs. Pre-free agency or using the cap, which I'll talk about in a minute, I was able to fill in almost every position except for tackle and depth at that. Look, they could upgrade at tackle if they wanted to, but they do need depth. So that is something I will probably look forward to in the draft, just to kind of going on post free agency, because they do have enough cap to do some things, which is really nice. I think every team should be over the cap by, I think, not next video, but the video after. I think whenever I upload it, every team should be over the cap. Oh wait, under the cap. Apologies. I think that's right. So getting into it, with the first pick, I have to pick Jackson Powers Johnson, center, out of Oregon. Look, JPJ is going to be your starting center. There's no doubt about it. He's a really good, really strong guy. He's 6'3", 328, big guy, dense, strong frame. He's nimble laterally, which is really nice. He can be overwhelming with how explosive his punches are and his handwork. He's active. He's quick. He's effective with his hand placement. This is a really good center. I can scroll down. Look, physically, it's really good. Like physically, this guy is built. The biggest really thing on him is his flexibility. Sometimes he overshoots in the run game a little bit, and then he's just he'll come off the snap without proper balance or leverage, as people say, and cause it exposes himself. Those are three biggest things. They're more small, minute things that you need to work around and rework with him and get him better at. But other than that, this is a great center. This is going to be a really good center for the Steelers, and he's going to be impactful for them day one. I picked 51 with their second pick. I went cornerback. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. Ennis is a small corner who's really not that athletic, but what makes him so freaking special is his one of his ball skills, which are flashed as really exciting, and then two is technique. His technique is really freaking good. So this is a guy who's smart, really technical, and some flashes the ball skills. He's gonna be a guy who, if you can mold him right, he'll be a beast for you. He'll easily fill in that Patrick Peterson role, without a doubt. With the next pick, I chose receiver Jalen McMillan, a 6'1", about 200 pounds. Look, McMillan, he has a little bit of juice to him, nothing crazy though. Great hands, he controls his body really well. Look, this is a guy who's going to be an easy number 2 for you to make a big impact at that position. super athletic, nice frame. I mean, you could probably put on a little bit more weight too if you wanted to help in the contested area. I think he can handle it. But I mean, look, this is a really good pickup for them. Oh, also the biggest thing with him is he can play in the slot and the outside. That's huge. Um, with the next pick, I with their fourth pick, 188, I chose Jaden Hicks, safety out of Washington. This is a bad pick. 6'2", 211. He's how should I say this? Um, he is he's kind of everywhere. The one thing that he does lack is his technique and coverage, where he kind of needs to learn how to flip his hips a little bit better and backpedal more efficiently. But he's so instinctive and physical that it kind of just makes up for it. And oh boy, when he comes downhill, you're in for a hit. He's not too bad in man coverage. Still needs to work on it. Look, if you want to say year one, let's just put him in the box. You could, and then work on everything else that's possible. But if you also want to kind of move around, you could. It's just he might suffer a little bit, just because he still needs work with technique wise. It's nothing that isn't workable, which is a good sign. This is a good sign to be a potential really good safety for you down the road. But right now, it's just providing depth. Mason Smith, defensive tackle of LSU. Mason Smith's that defensive tackle slash defensive end rule. 6'5", 306. Relative athletic score of 8.98. Freakish build. Nice hands. Big thing with him is he just needs to work on his pass rushing skills. It's the biggest thing with him. With the next pick 194, I picked linebacker of Washington Edifon, 6 foot, 236 with an RAS score of 9.5. This guy is athletic. He's shorter, but he's a guy who you kind of say, hey, it's later in the round. We still need depth at that position. Let's get a really athletic guy, and hopefully we can mold him to be something special. And then with the last pick, I picked Kingsley Egukun, off center of Florida, to be the backup center for the Steelers at 6'3", 304. I mean that's it is what it is when you pick this late. It's more of a backup pick that will be suitable. Um, Getting into free agency, the Pittsburgh Steelers have $26 million, or 26,093,099 left in cap. Kind of looking at, okay, what do they have? What are kind of some positions that we know the market value for per Sports Track? Pittsburgh update. Levi Wallace is one of those people. Levi Wallace is a cheaper guy who's going to cost you about $6 million, but he's going to be your kind of corner back for you. He's going to be a suitable corner for you. He's going to be someone you bring in and say, hey, we need you to step up and really be that corner for me this year at the starting position. I mean, you could re-sign him and then just have extra depth and go get a guy. But I mean, I don't know if that's kind of the right move for Pittsburgh right now, when you could just go draft a cornerback. But let's say they do go down that road and they do pick up Levi Wallace to fill in that cornerback 2 spot. Okay, so if that's the case, since you do have 26,093,099 left, and Levi Wallace costs you about, I'll say $6 million, but officially his market value price is at $5,941,705. With that being said, you'll have roughly around 20 million, officially 20,151,394 in cap. So you can still make moves. You can still make moves with Levi, and you take care of the corner spot. that's really the only one we have right now. So getting into the draft, which now we can actually fill, I believe, fulfill every position for these Steelers. And if I go to Pittsburgh, go for this, and get to it, we can see how the draft's gonna fall. It was okay. Um, Jared first fell, but man, they had the edge taken care of. It's not like something you really need to go after. Jackson Powers Johnson. I think you still go with this. Um, JPJ just fills that role for you so well. Here's where it gets interesting. I mean, the next corner is Max Melton, and he's similar build to um, similar build to Edwards, but I mean he's so much more athletic. I feel like this is nice. This is nice because you basically just get really athletic. I messed up. Whoops, guys, I messed up. I just took corner when we should address corner. Whoops, let me fix that actually. My apologies, guys. I was not thinking. I was like, yeah, let's go with corner. I'm like, yeah, we just took care of corner. My apologies. Um, don't tell me JPJ's not on the board, and he's not. Well, if this is the case and JPJ is not on board, I think we should go Zach Frazier. I think both of these centers are really good. Kind of something to watch out for. Johnny Newton 6'1", 304. Tre'Davious Sweat 6'4", 366. Big guy. Ruka Wara 6'4", 294. I think I'm gonna go Ruka Wara. He used your defensive end / edge piece. I know Adisa Isaac is out, but he's gonna be that defensive tackle / edge for you. Ruka Wara is a big monster out of Clemson, super athletic, super duper athletic. And then I think you pick Roman Wilson, super explosive. He's great with his hips. I think Roman Wilson would be a nice pickup for depth for the Steelers. There's also Xavier Legette too. That's also very possible. Or Jalen McMillan or Dantes Walker, whichever one you like. There are a bunch of receivers available at that spot. If that is going to be if that does happen, you are sitting really good Steelers. Dadrian Taylor Robinson, Taylor Dermerson. Sorry, I almost said Robinson. Shorter guy, super, still athletic, almost 200 pounds. DTD is, I think, where you go for safety at this spot. And with back-to-back picks, it's interesting because you could still go center, you could still go tackle, or you could go linebacker. I'm kind of looking on the board fell. Tanner, Bordelini, did just address safety and receiver, so I'm not going to go that position. Any linebackers that fell? No. Any tackles either? No tackles really anything crazy. I think I will go Tanner Borlini. Super athletic center, bigger center. So he's going to provide nice depth for you. I mean, these are big guys too. Like these centers are big. And then with this pick, I have a choice here. I could go Pritchman. Oh no, sorry. I could go Wallace, Penn State, the super athletic big tackle, um, or I could go Omar Spites out of LSU, who's not as necessarily athletic, but is a very productive and quietly talked about guy. I think it will go Caden Wallace because the upside of Caden Wallace for the Steelers, I think, is more impactful than maybe the upside of having a linebacker who could be for the future. I think Caden Wallace could, if you mold him right, could be your tackle in the future. Let's see what we get. Linebacker to fill out this team. Luke Raymer still isn't that bad. 6'1", 225. I think you pick him up. And that's how you fill out the draft. And that fills every position for you, which is really nice because you do get better at some positions. Like you get better at receiver, you get better at defense tackle, you get better at center, and then you potentially later in the draft kind of build for the future and safety, which is really nice. And then you draft some really athletic guys. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all later.